spoke, artist for about 10 years, doing everything from silk screen, hand painting, digital art. And this was now about a month ago that we've released Hashlips. And basically, Hashlips are digital art little wonders on the blockchain. I would say they fun, quirky, basically lips, and that's what I can say about them, right? The method of how they are created is quite unique, though. It is generated by code, so it's a script I wrote in Node.js using the Canvas API, and basically what happens is I take the code and it takes about 3 or 4 of their Hashlips and it creates a new one. And how it does that is quite unique. So it is kind of random, but also not, because the program has to determine the rarity of the Hashlips that it generates and that I then in turn put onto the blockchain. So it's a tedious process. You start off by creating a lot of stuff on Photoshop and creating all different items for these lips, and then once you put it in that program, you have no control. It's pretty cool to see. And to me, even it's a surprise when a Hashlip is minted, or actually created, not minted yet, but created, to see how it looks. And that's why it's so unique. And that's actually something I would like to share with you later on, about it, to mix what I love in life, and that is coding and art. And that's how I just brought it.
It's so cool to hear about the process behind it, and then to understand that there's a method behind it, but that also in a lot of ways you're not in control. So it's a surprise to you as well.
Totally, it's totally a surprise. I mean, the actual the scary thing about this is you would generate a Hashlip and it might come out a bit weird, and then the names for them are also generated, and then you end up with these weird names which you don't really have a say about it, and you think to yourself, okay,
how did you get the idea initially? Where did it come from? Yeah, okay.
So I guess the initial idea, it was quite freaky. For me, how I got up with this idea, it was just basically laying in bed next to my girlfriend, and she was on her phone. And I remember thinking to myself later, and looked at her, she was busy pouting, looking at her phone, and I thought, lips. Let's do lips, and let me call them hash lips, because I'm going to have an algorithm that makes them and hash them. And this is a big idea now before I went to bed. And the thing is with me is, when I have ideas, I can't sleep now. So then I kept my girlfriend awake the whole night talking about these lips I'm going to create. And then the next morning I did. And that was the first hash lip. And it was very exciting. And yet I just called them a Hashlip, but didn't even think about the name yet. I didn't know how big this thing would go. And this is where we are at today. Yeah.
Awesome. So where did you first hear about blockchain in the first place? Did you invest maybe before this, or is there a longer story with even blockchain?
Yeah. So look, for living in South Africa, first of all, we always get the news a bit later in life, I guess. And the thing is, you can't base the project you do in anything on that. So you need to be on top of everything. So as soon as I heard the slightest bit of NFT and blockchain, well, this is now when blockchain came out, but blockchain technologies, I saw a platform called Steemit back in the days, and that's why I usually did my blogging, my artworks blogging on there. And I got introduced and realized that there is a potential for me to put artworks on the new web and actually profit from it. But that wasn't the only thing that drew me towards the blockchain. The main reason for me was, you got to leave a fingerprint, a digital fingerprint on this earth, because when we are gone, the blockchain will definitely still be there. It will be there for a very long time. And when I heard about this persistentness in, on the blockchain, and how I can imprint my art there and also keep it there for, the whole world to see when we're not here, I started thinking of new ways of doing art, getting ideas of exhibitions that can be held and so on. But this was way before NFTs came out. And when NFTs was a big-ish thing, and we started hearing news about it, there was already marketplaces out there for me to delve into and start uploading my artworks. And that's basically how I started finding out about it. And then, I just jumped on it. I decided this time I'm not going to wait and see if this is a success. This is going to be a success, by the way, but I just
Mhm.
decided from the start, this is the direction I want to go in.
Yeah.
And for me to make my dream as an artist a reality of just doing it full time one day, that is, this is the right thing to do. So I did just jump on it, and just, I guess, that's how I got into it. No one pushed me into it.
Okay, so at this point, we'd love to hear a bit more about your next drop on blind boxes. So far, you've done, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 or 7 drops on blind boxes in
Yeah,
total?
we've done a lot. We've done a lot of
Yeah.
drops. It's at this stage about 10, because we had a
10.
secret drop yesterday even.
Ooh.
It just goes so fast, these drops. And the thing is, it's exciting to me, not because it goes so fast, but everyone's reaction. So we even started realizing,
Mhm.
like, the community is there, they're getting to enjoy these things, and it's
Mhm.
at the point where people actually want to start trading the Hashlips and so on. So
Yeah.
I said to them, if that will come, the trading and all this. And I'm very excited for the next drop. And the reason for that is because the next drop will incorporate a super rare Hashlip. And now a super rare, um, just to explain to you guys how rare this is. So you get 10,000 Hashlips, right? That's been created. It's there. It exists. And that's the only 10,000 that will ever be there. So rares are already rare. I can say that twice, but I guess it makes them very rare because there's only 300 of these rares out of the 10,000. 300-ish. When I say 300-ish, it's about 3%. And when you look at super rares, there's only 1% or 1 to 0.9% of super rares. Now, that means that out of the 10,000, obviously, it's about 100-ish of those slips. So owning one of these Hashlips is going to put you in like the top 1% of all the Hashlip owners out there. It's very exciting. It's a
Mhm.
very unique clip. And also, again, like I explained before, the code generated it. So whenever a super rare came out, what I did to myself was I wrote a little script that notified me every time there was a super rare. So
Mhm.
I was busy working, and then my machine would run in the back, and every now and then I would get a sound, but with very, very slight sound to notify me, okay, there's a new super rare. And I even got excited because I didn't know what was going to come out. So we thought of creating this next drop with the super rare. Obviously, we have our prices in place, according to what the hash tips are going to be now, and also each release of 1,000. So we are going to be releasing the hash tips in 1,000 kind of phases. Firstly, is the 10,000 to 9,000, then 9,000 to 8,000. And when I say that, I mean by the ID numbers all the way up to 1. And the
Mhm.
prices are going to, go up quite steeply, and it's going to be very expensive at the end of the day. But
Mhm.
seeing that this is the first super rare, it is still a value of about $2,000 for one of these hash slips. Now, for us, we found that it makes more sense to drop boxes where a lot of people can participate, and also keep in mind that if someone participates and they get an original hash slip, that they still have paid a reasonable amount for it, which is fair to them, because they also get to own a hashtag which is original. And yes, they might not have gotten the rare this time, but they still got an amazing artwork, and it will grow in value. So
Mhm.
that's why this drop, we're going to drop 22 Hashlips. We're going to have 3 rares, and then there's one super rare
Oh,
on the blind boxes. So we're super excited for that, and we can't
very
wait.
exciting. It's exciting to hear you think and talk about pricing in that way, because that is the key way that we design blind boxes to work, is this idea of having a mixed collection where you'll have like these Easter eggs. So in this case, it's the rare and super rares, along with other pieces that are also high value, that are exciting.
Yes.
So this should be really cool. All right. Are
I'm
there
very
any?
excited.
Yeah. And then I guess I would say, are you yourself an NFT collector? Have you decided or been able to delve into that world yourself? Or do you have any brands that you like to follow as well?
Oh, definitely. So when I started off with the platforms, looking into, I was mostly looking onto the Ethereum blockchain. NFTs existing there, mostly because that was the only blockchain, I knew, the only network that I was very familiar with. But now, obviously, with Binance Smart Chain, all these new networks are amazing. So I was looking on there and I realized, cool, I want to start collecting NFTs because these artworks are amazing. I'm a collector myself. If you look at my house, there's just paintings. There's not even space for paint anymore. It's just
Wow.
artworks everywhere. So I started looking at things to buy. I did buy a few collectibles. I also bought like these weird monkey looking collectibles called crypto punks. No, crypto Kong punks. Sorry, Kong punks.
Pong punks.
Crypto punks was the one that started this all for me.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
hash masks. Sorry. Um,
Yes.
it was just an amazing space to be in, to look at these creators and see them, kind of taking the similar concept of creating a iterative artwork that changes. And that concept to me stuck. And as I was collecting these artworks and investing kind of in them, because that's at the end of the day what it also comes down to, is art is valuable pieces, right? It's collectibles. And it's also something you need to like. Some people do it for the fact that it's beautiful. They want to keep it, and someday they'll put it up on their wall. So I did start doing it. I am also an avid art collector, so whenever I get the chance, I would do that. And but as soon as the bug bit me of creating the NFTs, I mean that's kind of what keeps me busy these days, is uploading
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
That's great. It's so great to hear that progression, especially with the CryptoPunks and hash masks. I'm also a fan, so I know exactly what you mean. So I think this is a cool aspect of your project is this idea that it is almost like a meme in such a way that it's the same template, but it can be used in many different ways. Would you ever consider collaborating with other artists or other brands in the future to make other types of hashlips that could be different, like a collaboration type vibe?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is just the start, Anita. So with blind boxes, it gave me the opportunity to actually see other artists on there, also having the same passions and dreams. And what blind boxes actually allowed me to do is give me the platform to connect with these artists, right? So I've been talking to a few artists there, and it's interesting for me to see how they put their artworks on blind boxes and their feedback and their ideas around it. And eventually, obviously, we'll be collaborating with a lot of these artists that's already on blind boxes and future
Mhm.
artists to come. But if I could say like special artist that's out there that's very well known, yes, hash masks. If you guys are listening, we would love to make something together. And also the hash lips, the actual lips. When I'm talking now hash lips, it's quite confusing because Hashlips is a brand, and the Hashlips are the lip series is actually the first one of the brand. But this is
Mm.
something that I'll be taking on for a very long time. For 5 years, you'll be seeing Hashlips being uploaded,
Mhm.
the lip versions. And then,
Mhm.
yes, definitely, we will be looking into collaborating, creating other iterative artworks, bettering the code that's created them, obviously, even coming up with something new. But I guess my first priority now is to give all my effort into the Hashlips Lips project, and have people collect them, enjoy them, and also maybe start building dApps around the lips and the hash lips.
That's very cool. Well, I guess that leads right into my last question for you is there anything else that you want to share about Hashlips, the project that we haven't talked about, or stuff that's in the pipe and or stuff that's in the pipeline that you want to talk about in the near horizon? What's new with HashLab? Let us know what's on the horizon.
Well, I guess for us, when I talk about us, it's basically me and my girlfriend, because we're a little team, we're a little power team. She does all our little marketing, and obviously it's getting bigger and bigger. And with the new launchpad that you guys have released, I saw that this creates for good opportunity to actually maybe participate in that, create our own Hashlips fan token. And in the beginning, that would obviously be great for fans to get on board and actually participate in these token offerings, and also then benefit from profits obviously later on. But that token might be used in a later stage like I mentioned, in the dApps. So maybe creating trading platforms where you can use your Hashlip in a gamified version. um, I don't know. I don't know. We'll think about what we're going to create. But there's so many
Mhm.
possibilities, right? When
Mhm.
there's a community behind you, love what you do, it just
Mhm.
makes it everything, I guess, worth what you do. And whatever you do, the community is there to support you. So whether we bring out a game, whether we bring out something to display your Hashlips, we had a lot of cool ideas around it. So for the future, for now, it is basically getting these Hashlips onto the blockchain every day, releasing on blind boxes. And also, just something to mention, you'll only be able to find the rares and the super rares on blind boxes. And that's why it's so
Mm.
crucial, because I have heard people ask me, Hashlips is a very diverse thing. You can find them on a few blockchains. And yes, of course you can. But you will never be able to find the rares and the super rares anywhere else but blind boxes, which is super cool. And we want to do something amazing once everyone owns Hashlips, for them to say, cool, now there's something extra you can do with those Hashlips, apart from just having them and trading them and, you know, having them look cool in your wallet.
Awesome. Well, I guess the last thing I'll say is how can everyone find you? What's the best way to get in contact with you, with the community? What are some of your social handles so we can all follow the project and support?
Cool. So I'll leave some of the social links with you, so we can maybe post them with this
Mhm.
video, but mainly on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter,
Mhm.
and you can DM me. I don't mind DMing me back. I know at the
Mhm.
later stage I might be very busy where I won't be able to do that,
Mhm.
but DM me, tell me about what you love about our project. Tell me if you want to collaborate. So on Twitter, Instagram, there's also a YouTube channel that we just started. And what's going to be happening
Mm.
there is we are actually going to show you how Hashlips, the process of creating Hashlips, the process of uploading it onto blind boxes, for instance, how
Yeah.
that whole process works. And just to get the whole community to understand that when they understand, when you buy an NFT or when you create an NFT as an artist in this very stage that we are in, it's something big. I mean, it's something like back in the day when the internet started, right?
Mm.
Those people who got involved right there, those are the people that you hear about today, because this is really new. And so yeah, just come and talk to me on the social medias, Twitter, YouTube, and also then Telegram. We everywhere. But I'm going to leave the links with you, and then you guys can
Mhm.
come and chat, give me your ideas as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. Will do. Well, thank you so much for your time, Daniel, aka Hashlips. I'm personally looking forward to participating in this next drop. I think I'd love to get a super rare for my collection. It would be great bragging rights and a great way to support your project. So really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's going to be super great. And can I just ask, the person who gets the super rare, please come and post it somewhere that everyone can see, because I would really like to congratulate you personally. And we have a special little gift for the person getting that. They'll also be getting an extra little gift sent to their wallet
Oh,
for getting the super rare. So please get in contact with us. Otherwise, we won't know. But
okay.
yeah,
So there's an
it's our last little.
unlockable on top of it. Even better. So cool.
Yeah, it's basically like just a little gift sent personally to the person who gets the super rare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I look forward to doing another one of these interviews with you soon after you hit your next milestone, either on this platform or also elsewhere.
Thank you so much, Anita. I really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Ciao.
Cheers.